Hello and welcome to Kingston Now. I'm Jimmy Buff. This week we're all about jobs. Later in the show we'll talk with Ulster Works about the resources they have for helping people find work and about an upcoming job workshop. First, we're going to talk to Michael Courtney of RUPCO about their Green Jobs, Green New York program. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
Tell me first, before we get into that, tell me what RUPCO is and what you do.
So RUPCO is an affordable housing nonprofit organization based in Kingston, and our motto is we create homes, support people, and improve communities. So a lot of people have been helped through RUPCO with our home repair program, with our first-time home buyers program. We also have programs where we help people get into homes, and then our Green Jobs, Green New York program, which I'm going to talk about.
What are there other organizations like RUPCO across the country? Is there a model for this, or is this the sort of the leading organization like this in the country?
Well, there are organizations all over the country, absolutely, that do affordable housing work, that access public grants from the federal government and the state government to help folks locally to stay in their homes, keep their homes improved and working well, especially for disadvantaged folks.
How long has RUPCO been in the area in Ulster County, in the Kingston area?
We've been here 30 years.
30 years, so that's a lot of people who've probably come through your organization, right?
Right. Yeah, we've helped a lot of people. I'm really proud to get to work for such a great organization.
Well, you are an education and outreach coordinator. How did you get into this line of work?
Well, I've done education outreach. I have a master's in social work, and I've done community organizing, a variety of work from working with public health departments, and I actually did youth violence prevention in my past. I built my own super efficient home just a year ago, completed my own home in Saugerties, and did my own general contracting for that. So I've learned a lot about, as I was pretty new to it, and learned a lot about green building through the process. And I sent in a letter saying, hey, I'm kind of interested in doing education around this area, and they were interested in having me there.
It's great how that worked out, huh?
Yeah.
So Green Jobs, Green New York. Now, is that, in that description, in that title of the program, it sounds like you guys are going to be providing jobs for the area. How does that translate? Because we're also talking about homeowners making their houses more energy efficient. And so how do the two work? How do they work hand in hand?
So Green Jobs, Green New York was passed about 2.5 years ago through the state legislature, and it was passed to help people get more access to being able to get energy efficiency work done on their homes and businesses, and also renters can access the program. So we're increasing demand by enhancing the outreach for programs that NYSERDA has. NYSERDA is the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority.
Easier to say NYSERDA than that.
Easier to say NYSERDA. Yeah, sometimes called NYSERDA or various iterations. But yeah, they work to increase access to technical assistance, low interest financing, and incentives for energy efficiency work. And then as we get more people doing this work on their homes and their businesses, we're driving demand for contractors to be able to hire more people to get this work done.
So take me through the process of a homeowner who wants to find out if their home is energy efficient, to how that translates to a green job for a contractor.
So people get a comprehensive home energy audit. They apply to NYSERDA for, most people qualify for a free audit. If in Ulster County, if you make less than double the median income, you qualify for a free audit. So it's less than $147,800 in
That's the combined household income?
Combined household gross income, right. So most people make less than that.
So you can get a free audit, so you'll send someone to the house to go over the entire energy system?
Right, so the person applies, and then they work with a contractor directly. They work with one of the certified contractors with NYSERDA. They come to the home. It takes about 2.5 hours to do the energy audit, and they'll do a comprehensive, systematic look at the home. And they'll get a report back that shows all the options of things they can do to save energy, how much it's going to cost, and then how much they're going to save per year.
Great, so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, let's hear about how that translates into green jobs for contractors.
Great.
You're watching Kingston Now. More about green jobs when we come back. Welcome back to Kingston Now. We're talking with Michael Courtney of Rupco about green jobs locally. And before we get to how having an energy efficient study done in your house leads to green jobs, you know, my own house, I get bills from Central Hudson monthly that show me, or quarterly, that show me how we're doing energy-wise to our neighbors. It's a really interesting program they have, and it shows, you know, your energy uses versus your heating costs. And energy, electric-wise, we're always doing great. We're, you know, electrically, we're not using more than our neighbors, often less. But when it comes to heating our home, we use natural gas. We're doing terribly. And it occurs to me that that's probably because we have really leaky windows.
Right.
So, you know, we've got this nice prop that you brought with us, right? You bring this out to events that Rupco does. I think my roof may look like that with a hole in it. So tell me what happens once the energy audit is done? Are there funds available for people to repair their houses?
Well, once the audit is done, you'll get, like I said, the comprehensive report that shows your options of things you can do. And I'll mention quick about the windows. A lot of people think it's windows, but when I did it on my home, like I had one of these like Sears kit homes in Kingston. It was built in 1929. I thought, well, these old windows need to be replaced. But I actually learned that there were things I could do for a few $100s that would save me as much energy as if I replaced all my windows, which would be like $15,000. So that's what's great about the audit. It takes out the guesswork of maybe not investing in the most cost-effective options. Once you get that report, with the Home Performance with Energy Star program, you get 10% cash back from on all the measures that you complete. So NYSERDA provides that once you complete the program and you do a test out to see how much more efficient your home is from when you started. And then, you know, you start enjoying a more comfortable home and saving money on your energy bills.
So how does, again, this translate to green jobs for contractors?
Right. So, you know, if people really want to be green, I think, you know, one of the most cost-effective ways in the state that we can, in general, that we can save money is by not using the energy at first. So your first investment should be in energy efficiency for your home. So the more people that we can get doing this, I mean, I really think this is going to be like recycling was 10, 20 years ago, how everybody recycles now. Remember when recycling was hard? I think retrofitting your home for energy efficiency is going to be something everybody just does. It's like, just like you were saying, oh, I need to get my energy efficiency audit done. Have you had your audit yet? You know, I got mine. Did you get yours yet? You know, so the more people we get doing this, the more people that we can hire to get the work done. And NYSERDA also has programs to support contractors to hire people on. And we're also referring people into the program that contractors are certified in is called the Building Professional Institute. It's a national program, and there are training courses here in the Hudson Valley through the Clean Energy Technology Training Consortium, which is basically set up through some of the SUNY schools in the Hudson Valley. It's like SUNY Dutchess, Orange, Ulster, Sullivan, and one more I can't remember. But there's courses ongoing this fall, and folks that are interested, if maybe have some building background, can take these courses, become certified in the program, and then get hired on. And then NYSERDA also has a program right now where they're supporting contractors who do this energy efficiency work to hire people on by, it's a program they had, it's called PON, which is like an RFP, PON 2033, that supports contractors to, they pay for the training to hire on new workers. They will pay for half of the salary for a new employee for up to 6 months, and they'll pay for up to 5 new employees for contractors that are hiring people on. So we really want to get people doing these energy audits, and I'm really excited about working in Kingston, working through neighborhoods of folks together to you know, get a group of audits done. You know, say if there's like a neighborhood that wants to get them done, we can work with the whole neighborhood to really you know, get that done quickly and efficiently.
So if you're a home contractor, here's an opportunity to improve your skill set for a market that's probably going to grow a lot in the next 15 or 20 or 30 years as people start to realize. Certainly, it doesn't matter how they feel about climate change or the causes of it, but just the financial savings in making your house energy efficient, because we've learned so much more about how to do that.
Right. With the fuel prices are only going to go higher probably in the future. So it really, the sooner you can get this done, the more you're going to save. You know, it's really a long-term investment, and it's part of something people should be doing for their long-term financial security. Yeah, I just would like to see people, go to our website, repco.org. We have a link to our program for this, and you can get signed up.
Michael, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is Kingston Now. Next, it's Nancy Shaef from the Ulster County Office of Employment and Training to tell us about what they do and about an upcoming job workshop. You're watching Kingston Now. We're joined by Nancy Shaef and Troy Snyder of the Ulster County Office of Employment and Training. And Nancy, you are the director, and Troy, you are the Disabilities Outreach Coordinator?
Disability Resource Coordinator.
There you go. Nancy, tell me in a broad view what the agency does.
Okay, well, the Office of Employment and Training is a department of the county, which is overseen by the county executive, Michael Courtney, but the Office of Employment and Training, along with other agencies like the Department of Labor, oversee the Ulster Works One Stop. And that's really where our center of our focus of operations are, where we provide employment and training services to people in Ulster County to do job search and search for jobs in Ulster County and the region.
And what happens when someone goes to the agency? Do they come in? Do they go to the website?
It's a great resource for people who are seeking. I mean, many times people that are out of work, it's a shock. It's a really difficult time in their lives. They're really panicked. And they come in, and what we have are trained counselors who you can sit with, who do an assessment and give a general, that we figure out what it is your needs are, what it is you're looking for, and then try to help you. We provide workshops. We have a resource room where people can use our computers and our telephones. We have, as I say, the counselors. And so it's just a whole resource and then we have a database of jobs that people can really search out, where we can match your skills with what the job skills are needed. And if you don't meet up with the job skills and you meet certain eligibility requirements, then we might be able to help pay for training. And that's where our partners come in, when they're partners like Ulster BOCES or the SUNY Ulster. Or different schools in the community that are on our eligible training provider list that we provide people training with.
How are you guys accumulating that database of jobs? Are people?
Well, that's a statewide database, actually. It's the Department of Labor is so integral a part of it. So the Department of Labor, with their research and statistics, with their services, we have regional business services that we provide to all the businesses in the area, so that this is not just a one county thing, but this is really a whole thing. The One Stop is a concept that is a federal concept, so there are one stops all over the country, and ours happens to be in Kingston.
So Troy, what is it you do for the agency?
I'm the Disability Resource Coordinator, and I provide benefit counseling to beneficiaries who receive SSI or SSD who wish to return to work.
And you've got a workshop coming up.
That's correct. The end of the month, August 31st, 2 p.m. And I provide that information to them about the Social Security Administration work incentives. And simply put, how income affects their cash benefits and those beneficiaries who are interested in returning to work, whether part-time or full-time.
What will happen at the workshop?
I give a presentation and information regarding, again, the work incentives. We'll talk about SSI and SSDI because they are separate programs, and I will concentrate and focus on how cash or earned income or unearned income affects those programs.
So the people coming to the program are getting benefits from the government, and the object of the workshop is to put them back into the workforce because they want to go, but they'll also still get benefits as well in conjunction with whatever job they get?
Very well put, yes. Very well, yes. Very well done.
What kind of job training is available to people with disabilities? I suppose obviously has to do with whatever the disability is.
That's correct. After meeting me, I will do an individual assessment with the beneficiary. The focal point is the beneficiary, what his or her goals are, and then I help them explore that. and I explore what resources are available either through vocational rehabilitation, employment, or other support services that are in Ulster County. And the big emphasis on, again, is that benefit advisement, so that they get a clear understanding of how income affects their benefits to relieve the anxiety and the fears about returning to work.
Where will the workshop be?
At Ulster Works, the BRC,
And where is that located?
651 Development Court,
Okay.
next to the Department of Social Services.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There we go.
And I know the website is ulsterworks.com, so I'm sure there's information there on how to get to the workshop as
Yes.
well, right?
Yes.
Nancy, tell me about the jobs situation in the country. Not that you're an expert about that, but when we come back, we'll take a break, we'll come back, and I want to hear about how it is really impacting us locally, so you can talk about that. This is Kingston Now, and we'll be back in just a moment with Nancy Shaef and Troy Snyder of the Ulster County Office of Employment and Training. Welcome back to Kingston Now. With us again is Nancy Shaef and Troy Snyder of the Ulster County Office of Employment and Training. And before we went to the break, Nancy, I was mentioning the overall jobs scenario in the country, which seems to be painted so dire and in fact may well be. But I'm curious what your experience is through the organization, through the agency. What are you seeing essentially on the front lines?
Well, I think what we're seeing essentially on the front lines is that it's picking up. Within the last few weeks, the Department of Labor on a monthly basis releases statistics of the unemployment rates. And so the unemployment rate in Ulster County has gone up just a little tick there, up to 9.4%. We are seeing that Ulster County is building a job base for people, and I am seeing people getting jobs. But clearly the recession still exists, especially in upstate New York.
What are you seeing a change in the clientele at all? People who are coming to the agency, who are looking for jobs, people who perhaps were never out of work before?
Well, that is what I'm seeing. I think in the last few weeks, primarily too, with the local school districts have laid off some people. So we are seeing school teachers. We are seeing people coming out of the education system, and so that is a different group of people than we were seeing prior to that. And I think they're going to have a tough time because it's not I think we're seeing, especially in Kingston, some schools closing. So I think that is affecting the job market for those folks. So that's where the One Stop can really be helpful, where we can really help people to do an assessment to see what it is that they could take the skills they have and then try to transfer them into a different occupation that they maybe didn't have a clue of before. They didn't have a clue of how to do that. One of the other things, too, we see is people that have been working for a long time that get laid off. They may not have as good a hold on the social media skills that maybe they need to have now. So we have a workshop on social media skills to try to help people with that. So I think there's a lot of help that we really are being able to provide for people in Ulster County.
It must be tough, though, for someone who's had a career, a long career, whether it's someone who's facing retirement and takes a buyout, or whether it's a school teacher who is suddenly downsized, to face the opportunity of retooling their skill set to do something else. How do you guys deal with that?
Well, I think it's tough, but I think you have trained people. You have trained people who really know how to talk to people, and also to pick up on where there are issues. So I think we have a good staff. I think we have a really excellent staff, both with Department of Labor, Office of Employment and Training. We also focus on different populations. I mean, we have a trained specialist to work with veterans who are returning veterans with the issues that they face. So I think that I think that's the kind of thing, is that we just really built a staff that really is here to help people.
And with regards to veterans, from what I understand, there are so many returning now from the past 10 or 12 years that the unemployment rate amongst veterans is extraordinarily high.
It is.
So what services are you offering those guys?
Well, as I said, Department of Labor has a special person that is focused primarily on working with the vets. And she's a vet herself, and so she will actually go to West Point and meet with the vets when they first come back, or to Camp Drum and meet with them up there. So when they first get out, they meet with this person, and then if if they're living in Ulster County, then they come to the One Stop. We have a job club for the vets. We have special workshops focused just for the issues that they have and that they're facing. But again, there's issues that everyone's facing. So it's for long-term unemployed, it's a difficult time. But I do think that we are seeing an uptick for some. You know, there's a wonderful niche of manufacturing, small manufacturers that are building in Ulster County. The county executives really worked with trying to help with these manufacturing groups, and so a lot of them are focusing on solar. So there's that green jobs kind of notion that I know you were talking about in your previous segment. So there's that kind of skill set that I think people really can kind of help to focus on, and we're working with the educational institutions to try to help do that training.
Nancy Shaef, Troy Snyder, thanks for joining us. That's it for this week's show. Thanks to Michael Courtney of RUPCO. To find out more about them and the Green Jobs, Green New York program, go to rupco.org. Thanks also to Nancy Shaef and Troy Snyder of the Ulster County Office of Employment and Training. For more about them and their programs, go to ulsterworks.com. Remember, all of our shows are now archived on our YouTube channel, and you can find that link on our Facebook page. For Kingston Now, I'm Jimmy Buff. See you next time.